Sonic the Hedgehog 3, directed by Jeff Fowler, released on December 20th, and also the competing movie for The Lion King Mufasa story was watched today by me, and I have some thoughts on it. Right now, the movie stands at 88% Rotten Tomatoes, 7.3 IMDb, and 58% Metacritic. But none of that matters to me. This is Ryan's review, and we're starting now. Obviously, this is the third movie in the line of previous Sonic movies. We've come from the 2020 Sonic Hedgehog 1, 2022 Sonic Hedgehog 2, and now 2024 Sonic Hedgehog 3. This is my second movie this year, the first being Mufasa. I recently reviewed it. You should watch it. It's right over here or there, wherever it will be. Damn, what a movie. Compared to the previous Sonic movies, this one was the best. This movie introduces us to Shadow the Hedgehog, one of Sonic's rivals, who uses the power of chaos and also teleports and is incredibly fast, has so much aura, and is actually stronger than the rest of our cast. So this introduces Shadow to us, who's trying to seek revenge on Gon, who have kept him captive for the last 50 years. This movie also introduces Dr. Robotnik's grandfather, which is also played by Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey played two characters inside this movie, and it basically shows Team Sonic battling against Robotnik and Shadow, trying to stop them from exacting their revenge on the Earth. But this is not an explanation of the movie, this is my critique. This movie was mainly marketed as a Christmas movie, a family movie, and it hits it on its head. In my review, I'll be placing it against Mufasa. One of my main issues with Mufasa was the storytelling. Mufasa the Lion King felt like a rushed movie. This movie even has a smaller runtime of an hour 50. But I swear in the whole I felt like it was 20, like it was a 2 hour movie. And that comes down to them actually taking their time to tell the proper stories, to fill in memory gaps of previous movies and new sets and new pieces of exposition they are revealing to us throughout as the movie goes. Each conversation is dealt with intricately. Each scene is thoroughly felt. All the destination points, how they're traveling to points A to P to B, they don't just show at one part and magically they're somewhere new. Talking about Sonic, the same Sonic we know from Sonic 1, Sonic 2, even the games are cringe, corny jokester. Knuckles, Idris Elba, funniest character in the team, but all he's about is 1,000,000% muscle. Tails, obviously the brain guy, was your regular cute sweet character. We were brought back to Dr. Robotnik, which we still don't know how he survived. It was Robotnik's grandfather that was running experiments on Shadow, and Shadow also having a relationship with his granddaughter Maria. Gon wanted to shut down the operation, and in their attempts to shut down the operation, his granddaughter Maria ended up being killed. So Shadow was kept in that liquid vault for 50 years, and Robotnik also jailed for 50 years. In Shadow's first encounter with Team Sonic, again, Sonic being cocky, Tails being cautious, and Knuckles being Knuckles, Shadow wiped them out. Louis Majub also came back, and we got his character in a new, more admirable way. Apart from Knuckles being the funniest in Team Sonic, Jim Carrey as Robotnik and grandfather Robotnik, he played two characters at one, with us knowing he's these two characters. Makeup department, of course, 2024, makeup department did a very good job as him, looking like old Robotnik. We got the classic Eggman with the bald head, beard, and red suit. We also explored, or they also had their little grandfather grandchild bonding moments throughout the movie, or for a specific part of the movie. As it went, very funny, they made this children's movie or this family movie as a proper family movie. They explored that PG setting in a mature way, not as if you're looking for something to just let your child rot himself with, the way Mufasa's team did it. With the proper conversations, with the jokes always hitting, we also had hard, tough, mature moments during the movie, exploring grief and loss and wanting to enact revenge. That coming from both Shadow and Sonic side within the movie. We also saw Sonic go Super Saiyan again, like he did with the Emerald Stone from the second movie. And also, as a little spoiler, both of them went Super Saiyan in this movie too. As to why it's a masterpiece, when I go to watch a movie, I look for mainly three things: the score. Does it have a good score? This being the lowest, like the music, the soundtrack, this is the lowest grading. Second thing, the story, the plot. Does each new addition to the plot make sense as the story goes forward? And the third and most important thing to me is dialogue between characters. Can these characters hold conversations? Now, in this Sonic movie, this is not a cinematic epic or blockbuster where you need the score to play exact moments, that the score is part of the story. So we had relevant music throughout. Then the story, each flashback from Shadow's point of view was played perfectly in and was put in at the perfect moments within the movie. No flashback, no point in the movie felt out of place. As I've said in this video before, each conversation was fleshed out properly. All characters were in character. Sonic learned more lessons. Shadow introduced himself as the coolest there is. Also went home with more messages. Unfortunately, I haven't played most of the Sonic games, but I do have Sonic music on my phone. I have watched the Sonic Boom series and I have played the Sonic running games. So always in these games I would always play as Shadow. And glory to God, in this movie, we got Shadow. From every scene that he is in, there was no point where you felt Shadow lacking. Everything he did it with conviction. He did it because he knew he wanted to do it. And every change in thought made sense as to why he acted in that way, which I think is a good thing. Because in some adaptations of characters, because you just want to, maybe you are given by production a constriction of time, you just want to let a part of the story pass. Here, Shadow was on point in everything he did. He made it his movie. It wasn't his movie, and even in him making it his movie, he still did not exactly overshadow the main character Sonic, who we also got to grow as our MC, as our main character. Tom and his wife also came back. You can't have a Sonic movie without the Wachowskis. They also brought back Rachel and Randall, which were both played by Natasha Rothwell and Shamar Moore. This movie is basically Sonic 1, the back end of the horse, Sonic 2 and Sonic 3, and it's a full fiery horse. I don't want to make this video too long. If I'm rating movies I've watched so far, Mufasa, Sonic, for the two movies I've watched this year, and any movie I'm watching so far will be placed against Sonic. And Sonic has now become the high bar for movies I've watched in 2025. Letterboxd, I gave Sonic 4.5. Over 10, I gave Sonic a 9.5. My main takeaway from this movie: great for the family, extremely funny, proper story, wonderful use of time, spectacle. This has been Ryan Studio. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Sonic the Hedgehog 3, fuck man.